that time, marijuana was still kind of hush-hush and quiet in Alabama. I had never smoked marijuana in my life. I was 18 years old. I walked into his Kung Fu class and made some friends, and I smoked my first joint. Ask me whatever, because if I could make him vanish like that, and he left here for 8 months because I have him arrested.
Yeah.
And it was a great 8 months.
Okay, so even though...
It was wonderful.
Here's my question.
I love you, Ilana.
I'm going back to Alabama. So I'm here in Alabama. We got Chassity over here.
Let me comb my hair and I'll talk to you. I'm not gonna look like this.
And we got Russell right here. Russell, what you doing? Russell, you're a Kung Fu champion?
No. I'm a seafood of Kung Fu.
You're what? Seafood, what?
I'm a seafood of Kung Fu.
Sifu of Kung Fu. Okay. And you're how old?
Not old.
How old?
I'm not old.
How old? 40? Plus 14?
No.
Okay.
I'm,
Where are you currently living?
in purgatory.
Purgatory?
Texas.
What's your day-to-day activities look like?
I'm good to doubt. I'm gonna follow the way. I'm shine a lot of heaven everywhere. Do as best I can.
Do you believe in God?
Always.
God is almighty?
Amen.
Oh.
Hey, everybody.
Oh, you want me to put this on here?
No, just
So, Russell, tell me, growing up, have you been living in Mobile, Alabama your whole life?
No.
Where else you live?
By George, Florida. That's like the country part of Panama City.
Where is it?
By George, Florida. It's like the country part of Panama City. Like the country.
It's Alabama, though, right?
No, it's Florida.
Oh, Florida. Sorry.
By George, Florida.
4 hours away.
Okay, and then
And Pensacola. Went to Callum High School in Virginia Beach for a while.
did you have a pretty normal upbringing?
Very blessed.
Blessed?
Immersed in miracles.
Immersed in miracles. Did you ever fuck around with drugs?
Well, I'm from Pensacola. You know, friend of our love and stuff. What do you want? No.
Well, I met Russell when I was 18. Russell's a couple years older than I. And I walked into his Kung Fu class.
Mm-hmm.
And in that Kung Fu class, I made 2 or 3 other friends that happened to be friends with Sifu Bradley. And Russell was a very majestic, long, beautiful Goldilocks hair, majestic.
Where'd your Goldilocks hair go, Russell? She made it fall out?
Well, anyway, so at that time, marijuana was still kind of hush-hush and quiet in Alabama. I had never smoked marijuana in my life. I was 18 years old. I walked into his Kung Fu class and made some friends, and I smoked my first joint with Russell and his 3 cohorts, and we all took Kung Fu together, and we all smoked marijuana. And then, you know, everybody started tripping on acid, and then Russell got his door kicked in, and Russell was, you know,
What'd you get
chronically...
your door kicked in for?
Marijuana. I sold a quarter pound of pot in the cover cup.
Quarter pound. And is it still illegal out here?
It is not legal in Alabama, and you can be arrested for a roach in your ashtray.
Even these days.
Been there, got the T-shirt and the cup. Yes.
So if a person does meth out here, then what happens then?
Meth is something that the judges will automatically put a heavy sentence on. There's no real second chances. They will send you to a mandatory court-ordered rehab. But once you start getting second and third arrest, you're just not going to go to jail for 30 days. You will get 5 years. And if you're caught distributing meth, it's an automatic 10 years.
Russ, did you ever mess around with meth?
I partied like a rock star.
You party like a rock star. Is that a yes?
Use your imagination. I mean, my friends include like Fat Lab and Chassity. So
See, here's the thing.
Use your imagination.
Oh, of course I use my imagination. But here's the thing. Back in our day, like 20 some odd years ago, in California, meth was big. But back east, back here, Florida, things like that, like from my understanding, there wasn't a lot of meth. There wasn't, right?
Meth only came in 1999 and 2000.
Mm-hmm.
And
Because I remember I came out here to North Carolina and I asked people if they ever tried meth, because I was doing meth, and brought some with me. They're like, we don't know what that is. And when I gave them some, they're like, what the hell is this?
Nobody knew what meth was.
I never did it.
And I didn't see meth get the boom until about 2014.
Okay.
So roughly only 10 years ago did meth become prominent in this area. And what's unique about meth...
And what was it? Was it like, were people sniffing it, smoking it, shooting it? What?
Well, everyone was snorting it, and then everybody claimed about having burnt noses.
Cut
Then
bitches.
I owned a smoke
You
shop.
guys ever hear of crank? Did you ever hear of crank back in the day?
I only have heard of
In the
crank
90s,
because my...
Crank was like that amphetamine meth that, I mean, it got its name from being in the crankshaft of a motorcycle. That's,
I was married to someone in the motorcycle lifestyle, and I married someone 30 years my senior. So he went through those 60s. So he called it crank, but nobody else around here ever did. But I did not understand that people even smoked meth. I only seen and heard about people snorting it, but I owned a head shop. And then all of a sudden, I saw the...
We straight people snorted it.
snorted it.
Well,
That was the stuff
Just that's how we straight people did it. You know?
It felt like somebody stuck a pencil up your nostril, right?
I don't know, I can't speak for the GLBT people. She can, but other than we straight people just snorted a lot here and there. So,
Here and there?
yeah.
Well, I've never done meth.
Here and there for 20
Neither.
20 years? Or
I mean,
what?
I'm just theoretically speaking. I'm straight people, friends that.
No, I think Russell just is too cheap and doesn't have the money to have a bowl, and he's too irresponsible because he can't keep a cell phone or a charger. He dang sure,
It takes all my money. And
he dang
spends
sure
all
can't
of it.
keep a rollable. But in the smoke shop, in 2002, all of a sudden I got catalogs with the rollables, and I didn't even know what they were because I didn't do meth. And so someone told me you have to order these, and they were 50 cents, and I would sell them for $10. And then after 10 o'clock at night, I would sell 3 for $20. And I was the only city in the tri-state area that sold them, and I would have people drive from Georgia. It would be nothing for them to come over and buy a case of pipes. And so, I probably bought a house selling rollable pipes, and never would have dreamed.
You were a
That-
businesswoman.
I was a businesswoman. I never sold drugs. I sold everything to use them.
Now, as far as you go, growing up here, I mean, you left for a while. You went to Florida, but then you came back.
I'm from Florida. I came here.
Oh, you're from Florida, so you came back here. Do you think, right now, how long have you been living on your own or living the way that you live? How do you live?
Well, we're a holy man, servant of God. My whole life, more or less. I'm not like Jesus Christ, my Lord and Savior, not holy like that. But
Well, he was
I just
kicked
serve
out of
the
my
Lord.
church.
You was kicked out of your
I
church?
mean, Russell has been kicked out of my church for speaking inappropriately.
No,
to
let's
a
say no.
member.
Yeah. Yeah, I told her she should go to a real church.
My pastor asked me who he was and that he had been reported he had spoken inappropriately to a young girl and scared her real bad. So
Yeah,
he's
I
no
told
longer
her
welcome
that
to my church.
a redneck preacher was talking blasphemy when he said that dogs don't have souls. He was talking some stupid shit.
You weren't there when that happened.
Yes, I was.
You were not
I
there
told
when
him
that
to
happened.
his face that he was wrong. And he didn't like that. I told him to his face that he was wrong in front of his congregants. And that's
This
I
what
want to
is-
ask you something.
This is all fabric.
Dogs are pure love
It's
from
all a
God.
lie.
Dogs
That's
are
all a
forfeited
lie.
found to
That's-
God's
okay,
pure love.
okay.
Don't
That's
listen to
his
that.
defense.
All right, back up, Chassity.
No, I want to ask you a question. Have you ever had a substance abuse problem?
No.
No?
What? Tell us your arrest record on drugs, Russell.
Oh, got arrested for marijuana.
You got arrested for a grow room in Florida, right?
I took the rap for a grow room. Took the rap
You
for
had a grow room with your boyfriend, Brian.
That was your boyfriend.
And because it was your boyfriend, you took the rap.
No, because I took the rap.
Okay,
for
Then when
your
Russell
boy. I
came
took
here-
the rap for your boyfriend to protect his dogs. Like I endure your abuse.
I don't know gay Brian
Okay,
Hoover.
but
Don't ever
okay,
want
so
to.
so fast
Oh,
forward.
he was at your head shop when you gave him that. You want me to tell him?
not-
Perfect.
So fast forward,
Back
Russell, I'm
up
going
and
to
tell
kick you
him.
in your fucking jaw because you're fucking lying. And this is why he's going to get
you
hurt,
see what?
okay?
You see the
Okay.
abuse
Okay?
on a daily basis?
Question for you.
She actually can't keep people in
Let
the
me
head.
ask you this
Who
question.
taught her how to
Hey,
keep people?
how many whippets do you do a week, Russell?
No.
You left 99 cans of whippets in my
lying.
old house, left the burners on to set the house on fire because
I
Russell
didn't
will do
even-
any drug he can get his
She's
hands on.
lying. She left me in a house that was 20 degrees below zero for the love of God.
Do you think
She wouldn't turn the heater on. She was freezing me to death because she's too cheap to run the AC. Me and the
How
dogs.
many whippets
Me and
did
the
you
dogs.
do,
Me and the
Russell?
dogs were freezing to death. I had to turn the stove on just to have the burners running. It was just so we didn't. Me and the dogs didn't freeze to death because she's too cheap. To turn
so?
the
Wait,
power
when you
on.
say the dogs wouldn't freeze to death, are you staying in her garage?
That was the dogs and I were staying in one of the.
How did you
several
end up?
houses she
How did you
owned.
end up living in the garage? Why?
Because Chassity got all demonic and stuff. I mean, I won't put out so she can keep out the garage.
You're saying Chassity?
Yeah, yeah.
Why do you stay at my house? Why do you not have one place in this world you can go to? You have
God,
burnt
yeah.
every bridge you have.
You say God brought you here?
Yeah.
Well, God brings us everywhere.
Amen. Well, since God brought me through that door, okay, and
Okay, but even if God brought you here, what does your future look like? Huh?
heaven.
Besides praying, do you want to keep living out of the garage?
Oh no! Sooner or later I'll be living happily ever after with Mrs. Wright. But in the meantime, I'll just be serving God.
You're gay, Russell.
No, but I'm just wondering. even if you,
So say Mr.
okay, if you
Right.
live happily ever after, does that mean eventually you want to get your own place?
Yes, but God will work that out.
If God ain't gonna come down,
I mean, Russell
God ain't
gets
gonna come
1,000
down and do it for you.
Yeah.
You got to be in action. So my question is this: listen, I'm not trying to interrogate you. I'm just wondering because, in a sense, you're homeless because you're without a home. Correct?
No,
You have a home.
I don't own a house.
No, but you're at somebody else's home, living in the garage.
Oh no, he's an intruder. He's not.
Where do
invited.
you shower?
Here.
No, you don't shower here. You've been allowed to use my shower 2 times because you stunk so bad, and I truly wanted him to get this job at Red Lobster, so I actually let him shower.
She just wanted to be in the shower cans.
So do you think? Is there a job? Is there a job on the horizon? Do you want to work?
My job is turning humans into superhumans to work for Almighty God. I take a defenseless little girl like her and turn her into a badass. that can
It's
fight
not
off.
true.
When 3 men tried to kidnap her in Peru, she did exactly what I taught her how to do. They barely survived. They did not kidnap her. They barely escaped her with their lives. I taught her.
So
the bad guys did like
So
that.
in a sense, you're her protector. So you think?
She wouldn't even be alive
I've
if it weren't
drop
for me.
kicked him. I can drop kick him right now. He called the police.
Who
'cause
taught
I
her
hit him
that?
with a water bottle the other day.
She would beat me with her dildo. But I'm not saying I'm not cute. Mom, look, she's got her issues, but she is.
That's how I know it's Satan.
She
Because
is-
his mind is so
she-
perverted. And he's a
Look
predator.
at that! Look at the tattoos
He's a
on her
predator.
body. Let's just see.
I'm gonna
Let's-
hit him. I'm
let's
really
look at
gonna
the
hit
one.
him,
Let's show them the
Cash.
tattoo on your back. Let's just show them the tattoo.
Wait, you mean
on
let's
the
talk
neck.
about you being homeless, you
Let's just
chasing
talk about
19-year-old
the
girls,
test.
you getting kicked out of church.
When
This
you
is
were
about
not talking
you.
about 19-year-old Chassity, when you were, how many girlfriends did you have then? Would you like to refresh that
Zero.
memory?
Zero. Name them. Name them, Russell, because you're a liar.
Ashley, Lindy, angry bitch.
No, I'm just listen,
He's a
Russell.
liar.
The reason I'm asking the questions is, how long is this going to
Russell's
go
the
on for?
laziest person on the planet.
This
Kung
lifestyle.
Fu means hard. Lifestyle is devout service to God.
So
No, here's
when's
my
the
question.
last time you
My
taught
question
Kung
is,
Fu, Russell?
my question is, like, you basically,
Teaching Kung Fu right now.
I took Kung Fu when I was younger too. But my question is, like, on a daily basis, that's why I asked what's your day-to-day look like. You come out of the garage, you take the 2 dogs for a walk, or you take them to, but what else? Like, is there any future on the horizon?
Follow me for a day or two.
Yeah.
What's that?
Follow me for a day or two. I encourage you.
I would love
Smile.
to. I would love to.
Watch.
But no,
Don't
even
you
if I
love
followed
me?
you,
Well,
what would I see if I followed you?
You'll see.
You want me to tell you?
Sure.
Okay, he takes dogs for a walk. He goes down here to Justin's house and they run him off. Okay, then I see him in Popeyes, and then at the end of the night, if he doesn't come here and hustle me for food, he goes to the restaurants and he says, I'm hungry, and he puts on this little act because they don't know he gets $1,000 check that he blows on dope.
What's
And
the
then
I
thousand?
don't.
Is it-
Popeyes will give him the leftover
Is the
chicken.
$1,000 check a disability check?
Yeah, I was hit by a freight train. Chassity did a satanic witch spell on me when she was doing witchcraft when she was 17 and had me hit by a freight train. But me and my Holy Bible survived the wreck. Her witchcraft didn't work.
You know, to be hit by a train, you got to be real stupid. The way those whistles go and the way those arms come down, you got to be the dumbest person on the
Cross
planet.
arms at that intersection.
Question for you: do you currently use any substances?
Only when Chassity shares, which isn't very often.
It's a lie.
Like, what do you use? You?
Whatever Chassity shows. I mean, I don't know. I'm about to piss this right now. Look, I'm tired of her accusing me of what she's
Russell's
called
had
projection.
no money, and
Let's
the guy
go.
that he scores meth down the street, I got his phone and I opened it up.
You're not a guy anymore.
And he says, break me off,
Oh, they're referring to the
$120.
cakes.
Well, Russell has no money,
I said,
so he
break
has
me off.
no drugs.
I said, break me off a piece of that cake that you get.
No.
She did give you some.
I know. It's
He's lying. These are messages to Justin down the street who shares drugs
That's
with
her
him.
ex-boyfriend. He was 17 years old when he went to a bar, and she said, "This dude
I
cried."
don't
He
even-
cried when he told me about you. He saw you go by.
I have
No, but
idea.
back to what my question is. So I want listen.
He's a liar.
I'm not against you. I don't even know you.
Oh,
that well.
I am.
But
I'm
I'm
very
gonna
against
tell
you.
you. But I'm gonna tell you. this.
Remember all life she got me hit by a freight train. She did witchcraft on me.
There was a time in my life where my life brought me to a place where I was living without a home. I was living on the streets. I was living in a car. And so sometimes during those times, the thought would cross my mind. I was in my 30s. Like, what am I doing with my life? Like, what am I supposed to do here? And I was kind of stuck because I didn't know. So I'm just wondering, like, in your day-to-day, are you just comfortable living the way that you are? Or do you
No,
have,
he
is
loves
there
it.
a plan?
He loves it. He
God's
loves it.
plan is the one I follow. I don't really just what He's got for me every day. I wake up and I try to do everything I can do every moment to eliminate suffering.
Eliminate
and to,
suffering.
And to propagate peace and joy.
Okay, when you say eliminate suffering, does that mean that sometimes you do feel like you're suffering?
Everyone is suffering somehow, something.
Okay. So you ask
See,
God.
do you love not having a shower and a toilet? You love it. You
I
crap
don't
in the
love
street.
you. Just
Like-
is like inflicting suffering on people.
Okay, I don't have anything for rent. There's nothing for rent. I am a
I was
resident.
living- I was
I don't rent
Okay.
I was living
places.
the life of both
So I want to
of
ask you this question.
I
Do you
was
mind if I
living-
ask in
I
front
was
of him?
living-
Ask me, whatever.
living
Because
quite
if I
well.
could
Even
make
though-
him vanish like that, and he left here for 8 months because I have him arrested.
Yeah.
And it was a great 8 months.
Okay,
No,
so
what do you
even
think?
though-
It was
Here's
wonderful.
Here's my question. Okay, here's my question. No.
Motherfucker, don't you ever say I got
No. Don't. Here's my question for you. I want to ask you
He's
this.
got to get off my property. He's such a liar.
She was perfect when I was here.
You're a liar and you're smoking meth with her on the way to Pensacola hitting meth out of her vape. You're full of shit. You gave her drugs and then you admitted to me, you told her that if the money you gave her, she bought drugs, she had to share them with you. You are a degenerate, predator, piece of shit.
First of all, I've never provided her a drop of tobacco. I've never provided her a
He's a
marijuana
liar.
tab.
He throws vapes
Okay,
in her face all the time. I hate
Here's
this
my question
motherfucker.
to you.
I hate
I've
him.
never provided you.
How did he end up?
Grandma
You tell me. How did he end up living in your garage?
He showed up when it was 20-degree weather.
She told me to go take
And
care of her dog.
I knew him when I was 18 years old.
Okay.
And there's a part of me that's a real Christian. And I'm not going to put any human outside in the cold.
Okay, so you felt for him.
He
Now,
has played on my kindness, and I literally wish he would vanish, and I would never see or hear from him again. And I mean that.
now a question.
And I
for
mean
you.
that.
A question. Although now he lives on your property.
He doesn't. He squats on my property.
Okay, but even here's my
When the
question.
missionary showed up
As much
yesterday,
as he irritates you because of the things he says, because he says things that are.
He lies.
No, no, no.
He lies,
No.
and I'm gonna eventually get a
I
baseball
don't want
bat.
you- I don't
and
want
I'm
you
gonna
to do
take
that.
every
No,
tooth
no,
out.
no, no.
The next time he
no,
says that
listen.
schwa about my
Hear me
daughter,
out.
he's going to get
No, no,
this
no, 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 no,
in
no,
his
no, no,
fucking face.
no. Listen, Chassity.
I never lie.
My question is this:
He's going to lose his teeth.
It's interesting to me. Well, he might not even have any as it is, but
He don't, because he's a meth head,
Okay.
tooth loss, drug
my
addict.
question is this: as
Checkered. His criminal record is
as
so
annoying as
checkered.
it is that the man makes advances towards your
I've
next.
never made an advance towards her, and she said,
I said you didn't
My
understand.
daughter doesn't
towards
even.
towards your 19-year-old daughter. He says things
Uh-huh.
that
she says they're always perfect.
listen.
Yeah, because he's
My
a,
question is this:
Quote me
and he
verbatim.
continues to squat in your garage. Why do you feed him? Just tell me why that is.
because as a Christian, and if somebody's hungry and I don't give them food, I can imagine the wrath God would put on me. That is what I'm supposed
Does he
to
also
do.
help you out?
You know what? Russell takes care of 2 dogs that my daughter abandoned. And I love all the animals. And the silver lining is that the dogs are happy. If he could see past being a lazy, succubus degenerate, take his $1,000 check and go to get government housing and get his own place, I will give him all the dogs because he will take care of them. The only thing that I can say about Russell is he actually cares more about the animals than he does himself. He would give those animals his last bite of food.
Do you
And-
believe that, Russell?
I've done it done.
What's that?
I've done it done. I take the dogs to restaurants. I do. I go to restaurants every day and ask them for food. I give it to the dogs.
He does. He would take the best care of those dogs than anyone I know.
Does a part of you like Russell? I mean, you've known him a long time.
Yes, there's a part of me that knows Russell has a good heart.
Do you think you have a good heart, Russell? Pure?
Russell's got a very good heart. He's not a mean person.
So then what, this whole outburst a second ago of you going after him,
Because he is a predator on my 19-year-old daughter, and he is attributed to her drug use. And that is enough for me to never care to see him again because my child's
I've
a...
never given her a molecule of any kind of drug. I've never given
have you ever done drugs with her?
When I got to this house, everyone here was on drugs. There were drugs here. I walked into a drug party. I mean, they dosed me on that.
That doesn't answer my question. Have
Then
you
you
ever
need
done?
to leave the property.
Have you ever done drugs
I
with
mean,
her?
you need to leave the
I've done
property.
drugs with Chess.
No, that's not what I asked you.
Yeah.
Have you done drugs with her, the
I
youngster?
have to
You have?
testify against my spouse.
No, but you want to sit here and dog me out.
No. Don't.
I think spousal privilege on that
No,
question.
he's got to go.
I think spousal
He's got to
privilege on
go.
that.
He's
I
gonna
love you, Ilana.
and fucking talk about motherfucking weed and acid around me, and I got my kid on meth and he's stalking my daughter. I can't take it. I can't take it. No, he has turn that camera off. He has smoked some